Hello everyone, my name is Rhea Smith and I use the hashtag YesAllWomen for my social media project. During this course I learned a lot about social media, and before this I did not have a Twitter, so I learned how that's used and how hashtags are used. And in this slide I highlighted one of my favorite tweets for using the hashtag from my project. My overall thesis for this project was to talk about how social media can be used as a platform for change and for education, to educate people on the issues and topics and what can be done about these issues. In May of 2014, at the University of California, Santa Barbara, there was a hate rampage shooting that killed 6 people and injured 14. The killer's name was Elliot Rodger, who was pictured on the far left, and he was a 22-year-old man who moments before the shooting posted a video to YouTube talking about how he would kill these women and why he wanted to kill women. And in the video he used lots of language targeting all women, saying, "You women have treated me so bad," and basically blamed all women across the board for him being a virgin and them not being attracted to him, and it showed a lot of his male entitlement to their bodies, which made people really upset, which then sparked the social media trending hashtag YesAllWomen. And with this hashtag, people started, men and women alike, would talk about their experiences with misogyny. And they would talk about instances of molestation and instances of rape and catcalling all the way from childhood to now. And it really showed how many people this does really hit. And what it did mostly was give the women's rights movement a platform to show that, hey, these issues still exist. This isn't just something we were fighting for a long time ago, but still today in our society that needs to stop. And as with anything, there was a huge backlash and people were outraged, men and women, saying that, hashtag not all men are like this and that we should not be categorized in this way. And then the hashtag not all men people got on Twitter and started to combat the other hashtag YesAllWomen people and saying, we're not all like this, we don't appreciate being generalized and categorized in this way. But ultimately, the most important thing to remember is that the point of the hashtag YesAllWomen was to highlight the fact that, okay, not all men have done this, but all women at one point or another have experienced this type of discrimination or misogyny. And this movement has actually been a way for people to educate themselves on women's rights issues and to know that it's still very well and alive today in our society. And one of the most pivotal tweets that I found was this one, and it talks about, it's just a guy who's saying how he has daughters and sons, and it's important to know that you should educate both boys and girls on these topics and not just daughters. And it also served as a way for people to realize that there's lots of issues still going with gun violence, male entitlement, as well as women's rights issues. So it kind of lumps all of those movements together in this one rampage. And I added the spark on this page because I feel as though one incident, one person can really spark the fire for social change in real life as well as on social media. And it's important to know that all people, regardless of gender, race, or sexual orientation, they are experiencing this type of oppression, and it's important to know that something can be done about it. It doesn't just have to be this way. And that can start by changing the conversation. So changing it from tell women not to get raped or tell them to dress a certain way or not lead men on, and instead tell all people to respect each other and not just single out any group. So along with that comes with not ignoring the signs and the red flags. Like I said, Elliot Rodger posted an entire YouTube video on this, so that was a huge red flag on his hatred towards women and how that could be stopped. And being the future teacher, I think it's important to educate children, because they are the future, on these issues and how they can change it and how they can change their attitudes and build a better society. So in conclusion, the most important thing to remember is that social media does have a lot of negative connotation towards it, but for the most part it could be used for more good than harm.